How I get $4,544 a month that's free for life from the US Army. When you hear that number, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Some people think it is too good to be true. Others think I must have done something special, or maybe I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Every single month, without fail, $4,544 drops into my bank account. It is tax free. That means that I don't have to pay tax on it. It is for life. And it came from one army contract. The craziest thing is, most people will never see this money. Not because it is not available to them, but because nobody ever taught them how the system really works. And if you don't know the system will chew you up and spit you out broke. I have watched it happen to too many good men and women, people who gave years of their life, sacrificed their bodies, their minds, their families, and walked away with nothing but a DD-214 and a memory. That was not going to be me. Let me be honest. Have you ever looked at your paycheck and felt like it disappeared before you even touch it? Have you experienced that? Rent, bills, groceries, gas, maybe child support or debt, gone. That is what life felt like in uniform. The earliest you're living and hearing a statement will drop. I would feel a moment of relief because it's just money that will drop in your bank account. And then by the time the 5th or the 6th of the month rolled around, I was already waiting for the 15th. And the cycle never stopped. When you live like that long enough, you start to believe that is all life is, survival. But survival is not living. I wanted freedom. I wanted to know that if I stop working tomorrow, I will still be okay. That is when I start digging into benefit, paperwork, and system nobody talks about in the smoke pit or at formation. That is when I discovered that service-connected disability compensation was more than a rumor. It was real. It was powerful, and it could change everything if I play it right. I wanted to take a quick pause to show how mind-blowing this can be for your financial. This is investor.gov, is a website for calculation of like your saving goals, for instance. Let's say that you wanted to invest your money that you're receiving, those $4,544 that I received, for instance. Let's say that I want to invest that. I go on compound interest calculator, okay, and when I go on it, my initial investment is $4,544, right? And monthly contribution, I will contribute everything because I'm not just depending on this money. And the length of time in year, let's say 11 years. Okay, let's say 11 years. We know that the stock market return on average 10% per year on 6 or 75 years, if I remember correctly. So let's say that we're going to be getting 10% return on our money every single year. So annually, you leave it like that. Let's click on calculate. You see, in 11 years already, you will be at $1 million. Okay, let's say that we double the data number of years. Let's say 20 years actually, and do the math. Okay, you put every money that you receive as compensation toward your retirement. In 20 years, you will have $3 million, and that's just compounding. I just wanted to take that quick pause to show you how mind-blowing this can be for you and your future. Here is what most soldiers don't understand. The veteran affair does not pay you for being in uniform. They pay you for the damage the uniform did to you. It's simple. And let me be honest with you. Who get out without damage? Who? I have never met a soldier who came out 100% the same as when they went in. Nobody. Maybe it is the knees from rocking, maybe the back from the gear, maybe the hearing from weapons, maybe the sleep from stress, and so on. Maybe it is the things you can't see at all. Anxiety, depression, hypervigilance. The military normalizes pain, but pain does not disappear just because you got used to it. The VA, the Veteran Affairs System, exists to compensate for that cost. Okay? We didn't put it in place. They put it in place for us. But here is the catch. They don't come find you. You have to look for them. They don't hand you a check just because you served. You have to document. You have to file. You have to prove what service costs you. If you don't, you get nothing. And that is why so many people live broke. They think being tough is free. Being tough enough, being buff is free. It is not. Being tough without documentation is expensive. I made a decision early. I was not going to let my pride cost me my peace. I documented everything, every knee issue, every night of bad sleep, every back spasm, every ringing in my ears, every single problem. I told the truth, even when it felt uncomfortable. If I'm feeling the pain, nobody can tell me that I'm not feeling the pain because I understood that the paper trail today would have become the deposit tomorrow. It was not fun. It was not glamorous, but it was worth it. And when the time came to file my claim, I had evidence all years long. I didn't have to argue. I had proof. The result, let me tell you, $4,544 a month, that's free. Every single month for life. That is over 54K a year, guaranteed, not including any other income stream as stack on top of it, because you can still work. And because it is tax free, it is the equivalent of someone in the civilian world making 75K to 80K a year just to start. They have to work. I don't have to work for it. That is without clocking in that I receive this money. That is without a boss. That is without trading hours for dollars. Let me ask you a question. How different would your life look if $4,544 hits your bank account every month, no matter what? Will you still panic when the car broke down? Would you still fight with your spouse about bills? Would you still take every miserable shift because you are scared to say no? Or will you breathe differently, stand taller, plan bigger, think about your future? That is what this check gave me. Not just money, but margin, but profit. Margin is freedom, is key. Freedom. And freedom is priceless. Now, before you think I'm bragging, let me be clear with you. I have seen the opposite story too many times. I had a buddy who got out the same year I did. Same injuries, same complaints in the barracks. But he never documented anything. He never filed. He told himself disability was for older people, for broken people. He went home with nothing. A year later, he was working retail, living paycheck to paycheck, bitter at the world, same service, same opportunity we had, two different outcomes. What made the difference? Literacy, knowledge. He didn't know the rules. I did. And the system does not reward ignorance. He didn't know the rules, but even though I was telling him, he didn't want to listen. So the system punished him. It punished it. I know some of you are skeptical. You are thinking, is not this just gaming the system? No, gaming the system will be lying. I didn't lie. I told the truth. The truth is service cost you. And the VA knows it, okay? They set aside billions of dollars every year to pay out this claim. The tragedy is not that people get compensated. The tragedy is that most people don't because they never file. Think about that. Billions of dollars waiting for you, waiting for veterans, and veterans are sleeping in the cars because nobody showed them how to access it. That's not fair. That is failure. And it does not have to be that way. When people hear $4,544 a month tax free, they imagine luxury. But here is the real power. It covered my basics, rent, utilities, groceries, gas, all handled. That means my job money, my IT salary, or whatever salary that I receive later on become optional. Extra money, play money for investment, saving, helping family, building business, and so on. That is what freedom looks like. It is not about yacht and mansion. It is about the quiet confidence that your bills are covered before your paycheck even lands. It's the security that you have to know that you don't need a job necessarily. Can you imagine what that does to your stress level, to your relationships, to your ability to think long term? It changes everything. And here's the thing. Disability compensation is not the only benefit. I layered it with the GI Bill. I went back to school, got paid over $2,500 a month in housing allowance, plus free tuition they were giving to the school while working full-time in IT. That was another income stream that I received from the veteran affair. I could have used the VA loan too, but I chose not to for religious reason. Still, for many, that's another six figures opportunity. The point is, once you start stacking those money, the picture becomes clear. Veterans who plan can out-earn active duty soldier by a wide margin. Veterans who don't, they get nothing. Same contract, two paths, two outcomes. Have you ever noticed how the broke veteran and the free veteran often serve side by side? What separates them is not rank or MOS. The MOS is the job that you have in the military. It is literacy. It is knowledge. One learned the system, one did not. And the system paid the one who learned it. Always, the difference between broke and free is paperwork, planning, and persistence. Nothing more. Nothing more than that. Paperwork, planning, and persistence. Here's the truth nobody told me at MEPS, but I will tell you today. The army will use you, and then it will forget you. Not out of malice, just out of design. It is not the job to make you wealthy. It is the job to keep the machine running. So if you want wealth, if you want freedom, if you want peace, you have to claim it. You have to demand it. You have to know the rules and play them better than anyone expects. Actually, that is what I did. And now every month, I'm reminded that my sacrifice was not free. The system is paying me back exactly as it should normally. So when I say I get a $4,544 a month tax free for life from the US Army, understand this. I'm not bragging. I'm warning you. because that money was available to anyone, was always available. The only difference is I learned how to claim it, and most people don't. Which side will you be on? The side that lives broke or the side that lives free? The choice is yours. Peace. I'm gone.